Andrew P. Hey guys, the ball doesn't stick without him. Everyone's connected on defense without him.
Oh boy.
No attitude issues without him. Aren't they better without him? With OG and Say Brogdon, despite his scoring.
Oh boy. DJ, I'm going to start. No, don't go. I'm going to let you go second here. I'm going to let you go second. I'm going to let the defender of Julius. You know what? Forget it. I am going to let the defender of Julius take this one. Let him have it, DJ. Let Andrew P have it. Go.
Listen,
the floor is yours.
If you are a fan of Jalen Brunson, and I imagine Andrew P is a fan of Jalen Brunson, he wants Jalen Brunson to succeed.
I'm muting.
He wants Jalen Brunson to like continue this like quasi MVP campaign, all NBA campaign. If you want this to happen, you need this man to have some help. Now, I just tweeted just a few hours ago, 61% of Jalen Brunson threes were assisted by Julius Randle when Julius is on the floor. 44% of Jalen Brunson threes are assisted when Julius Randle is off the floor. So that difference right there, that 17% gap. Now Jalen is still going to get threes up, but you know what? He's going to have to work a lot harder. These are going to be like tougher pull-ups. These are going to be shots where he's going to be forcing the issue a little more. Now, all those threes that Julius would generate where he's backing down and you're probably looking at the screen, Andrew, and like, oh, Julius, what? You're just holding the ball. You're dribbling. Nothing's happening. The only thing that's happening, Andrew, is that 5 guys are converging on him. And you know what else is happening? Jalen is just meandering around the 3-point line, just waiting casually, maybe sweating, maybe not, kind of check, making sure his shoelaces are tied perfectly. And he's going to catch that ball in perfect rhythm. And you know what? He's one of the best catch and shoot 3-point shooters in the entire NBA. And you know what I like? I like Jalen Brunson catching the ball and shooting without any other worry in the world. And that only happens, Andrew P., when number 30 is on the floor. So please, you may not like him as a player. And I know he's not everyone's cup of tea, but just respect what he does for the guys that you do like. Because I can tell you this, if you ask Jalen Brunson, if you ask OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, any other Nick, Dante DiVincenzo, they need 30 back and they need him back soon. So if I would just say that to you, sir, that the Knicks players that you are presumably fans of, they want him back and they want him back soon. And they know they need him. And if this team is going to reach the heights that maybe I certainly think they can get to, they need him back and they need him back playing well. So I will just say that we need Julius Randle to be appreciated. And it would be a shame in some regard that it's going to take the shoulder injury that may or may not end his season for a lot of fans to sort of realize how good he is.
Hold up, let him cook. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a fair question as it pertains to the defense. Like here, first point, everyone's connected on defense without him. If the replacement is Josh Hart or it's Precious Achiuwa, who are both better, more attentive, harder working defenders, then yeah, the defense does look better. I think that's absolutely correct.
100%.
But this team cannot reach the ceiling right now as constructed without Julius Randle's offense. Jalen Brunson cannot do all this. I mean, now Julius has to show something in the playoffs. And if it's the case that Julius stinks in the playoffs, then Andrew P., you know what? You're right at the end of the day. But honestly, I'm not sure Jalen Brunson can get through the regular season without Julius Randle. Like, this is brutal, what he has to go through every night. So adding Brogdon would help. It's good to your point. So, everything DJ said is right. To add to give you a little bit of credit, Andrew, I would say the defense point is correct.
Yeah. And
Julius has to show it in the playoffs offensively, but what he brings on offense is unquestionably invaluable to this team. He creates the best 3-pointers for this team night in, night out. You see it in real time. You're watching it. It's hard for this team to generate good threes without Julius Randle, and they need to generate good threes to win. So yeah.
And listen, the defense, I can't debate it, argue against it. I've been one of the many that have posted the Julius, who's he guarding? Who's he trying to guard? Is he guarding anyone? What's happening here? It is. Now, I will say in Julius's defense, I feel like those plays have become sort of like cliche. I am sure you could find those possessions from a lot of guys that are generating a lot of energy loss on the offensive end. But in terms of the identity, I feel like this does get talked about some, but maybe not as much as it should. The identity of the Knicks is yes on the defensive end, how they play and how hard they play and how physical they are. But part of that physicality also is on the offensive end.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no player on the Knicks roster that generates the amount of force as Julius Randle. Now, I can only imagine what it's like to get his shoulder into you 16, 17 times in a game and it not having a negative benefit on your body by the fourth quarter. That matters. He has changed his game to the point where he is going to inflict pain onto you for 36 minutes a night. That matters. The Knicks have lost that, not only the gravity and what he could do as a passer to 3-point shooters and all that. They've lost that ability to sort of like pound on teams. It's just, they don't have a guy that could sort of like do it in that manner in the same way. So that's also something to consider. But Benjy, you're right about the playoffs. You look at his game log, there's maybe 4 good ones in 3 playoff series, 3 good games, 4 good games. If that, there's not many. He's going to have to show it. There's been a health issue in some of them, but he's going to have to prove it. It's going to be a shame that he's probably not going to go into this playoff healthy, but I can't excuse any more poor performance there. So if he's not going to play well in the playoffs again, it might just be who he is as a player. But in terms of the regular season, you talked about it. They need to get there first. They need a seed high enough to hopefully get out of the Boston side of the bracket and have a better chance of really making some noise.
And that, my friends, is why we call him the defender of Julius.